Hey, it's your boy Ron Big Black Garrett. It's been a while since I gave an update on anything other than weightlifting, so I decided to go ahead and do that this morning. um, the grieving process is something that's really, I don't know. I guess it's just different. While I'm in this grieving process, I'm still helping other people in their grief. Um, still dealing with a lot of things. Trying to balance out this new life that I'm living, which I think I still sort of get a little irritated, but understanding at the same time because people don't see me post a lot of stuff on Facebook about Tracy anymore and about things maybe that I'm feeling, things that I'm going through, and they think, "Whoa, he's just moved on. He forgot about Tracy." That's not how grief works, folks. It's just not. Just because I don't post stuff on social media and all that, man, I'm trying to not spend every day crying. I'm trying to not spend every day grief stricken. I'm trying to move on because she's not here. I don't always, unless it's something that I feel like God is speaking to me about, or unless it's something that I feel like He's telling me I need to share because it's going to help others. I've learned during this grief process as I walk out my faith and walk out my grieving process, walk out my anger, my sadness, that it has actually helped other people. You guys don't realize the number of texts, emails, instant messages that I get offline that I'm able to help someone in their grieving process because I'm bold enough to place this stuff out on the internet, like I'm doing right now. I don't always want to do it, but I feel like I need to do it because a lot of people won't share their grief, they won't share their pain, they won't share what's going on in their lives. But I try to live my life as an open book. And one of the reasons that I do that is so that I don't have any hidden areas in my life so that the enemy has an opportunity to take hold of anything. So if you don't see me posting a bunch of stuff about this or that or whatever, don't take it to believe that he has just forgotten about Tracy. Man, I'll never forget about Tracy. I had 27 beautiful years with that woman, and I am a much better man today because of her. My current wife will tell you, she says it all the time. I don't know how Tracy put up with you, and it's is one of those things that makes us both smile because we both realize how incredible of a woman she was. And so that doesn't mean that all that means is that that chapter of my life that she helped write, that God used her to grow me in, that chapter is over for now. You know, the chapter is going to continue in eternity because in eternity we're not married like we are here. When we go to eternity, that's going to be my sister. That's going to be my friend, or however it is in heaven. That's what it's going to be. But down here, I started this new chapter with Carrie, and let me tell you, she's caught a lot of unnecessary flack for simply loving me, and I, I know it's understandable because it's hard for other people to move on, but it shows me the type of woman that she is because while the rest of the world doesn't see my grief, she sees it daily. While the rest of the world, and you know how hard it must be for a woman to see a man pine over and be grief stricken for another woman, and at the same time continue to encourage that man and extol the virtues of that woman because she had so much respect for Tracy. She didn't really know Tracy, but she had so much respect for her. respect for the things that she did, respect for her accomplishments. She talks about them um, uh, with such vigor and emotion that it astounds me sometimes. But that's how great of a woman Carrie is, you know. And so I've been blessed. I don't know why God blesses me the way He does, but I've been blessed with two beautiful women in my life, two beautiful godly women in my life. And sometimes when I sit back and I'm thinking about all the things that I've went through and that God has walked me through, I ask Him constantly, "Why me?" And I don't ever really get an answer other than He loves me. He loves me. I asked the question, well, didn't you love Tracy enough to keep her alive? And then the answer I always get is that it was her time. It's your time to move on. It's her time to rejoice in heaven because that's what it is. I have to remember, and it's so hard for me to remember because of how I feel, that she's in the better place. She's got the lottery, the best part of the deal. We're still down here in this place that causes so much torment and pain. Joy, happiness also. As we grow, we learn to uh, be more joyful. But that she and everyone that has went before her has the better deal, you know, and we just can't fathom that because of our finite minds. But um, as I grow, I'm starting to understand a little bit better, and the grieving process, though still hard, has become. I'm not going to say easier. I'll say livable. Um, so that's pretty much the update. Um, it's been a tough road, losing my father right behind. Now we have our little Lexi, the Carrie's dog that I adopted. Also, she loves me. I don't know why that dog follows me around, but she's sick and she's an older dog, and so we're worried about that. So it's just like it seems like one thing after another all the time, and the only thing that I can continue to think is that God says you're built for this. Through your grief, through your pain, through your torment, through all of the things that you're going through, you're going to be able to help other people. Carrie's going to be able to help other people. Sarah, Mariah, Kagan, Devontae, all of us are going to be able to help other people. We're going to be able to minister to other people. We're going to be able to help them in their grief. They're going to see our walk, just like Pastor Curtis Silcox and his family did when they lost their daughter Stephanie from cancer. It affected my life so much that, and I didn't even realize then that it was preparing me for what I'd be going through now. But just as I saw them and how they walked out their anger, their grief, their pain, people are seeing that in me now. And I'm praying and hoping that some years down the road, someone's going to say, hey, man, I watched those videos you did, or I saw how you lived your life for Christ after Tracy passed and the impact Tracy had on us. And and it prepared me for what I'm going through now. Thank you, because that's what I've done to Pastor Curtis and his family. Because they'll never know how I sit back and watched them and looked at them, and so they provided a model for me to be able to live my life with the life of Christ, and to be open and honest and sincere about it. That's what struck me so strong, was how open and honest they were, and with anger and everything else. And I didn't even know you could do that as a Christian. Be angry with God. Be angry and sin not. That's what they did. So that's the quick update. All else is well. We're doing good. But I want to thank all of you for your prayers. And like I said, I don't post all this stuff out on social media all the time, so this is where you're going to get it when I feel like doing it. But in the meantime, I love you. God bless you. Peace.